It's been a few days since I've made one of these videos, and yeah, stuff's been going on, you know, life and all that. But I thought I'd check in because maybe there's like one of you who like this might be concerned that I'm not around. But no, I'm still alive. Um, where do I start? Time for some oversharing. I say oversharing is better than undersharing, and it's probably hard to pinpoint exactly what's the perfect amount of sharing. So let's just go for it. Um, er- so last term, I kind of like fell in love with this classmate, and I'm like blushing because I set myself up for so much suffering with my foolish decisions. I've realized that I spent maybe too much time isolated in the countryside over the last 15 years, and I kind of have to either relearn, remember, or just learn for the first time fundamental lessons about life that I probably should have learned in my early 20s. But here we are, catching up. The mistake was that I tried to, once I found out that she was in a relationship and was committed to her boyfriend, I thought, well, I could just be friends with her. And, maybe given time, who knows what would happen. Everything, as they say, everything ends. So maybe her relationship would end. um, but I basically just set myself up for lots of suffering, as I mentioned. There is no worse feeling than, um, or there are plenty of worse feelings, but in terms of the male ego, there are very few worse feelings than seeing the woman you love go home to the arms of another man. And yeah, she was very, very polite and gracious about everything. No fault to her. Uh, she treated me with respect and kindness, and I hope I did the same to her. But I was kind of bummed earlier today because I guess all these things were just hitting me all at once, all these emotions, and I was like, what if I just moved to Thailand or Southeast Asia and just like disappeared from society for a while. I was mainly blaming like American society or Western society in general. All the all the nonsense that's shoved into our brains through TV and now social media, the internet in general. I think we're all pretty fucked in the head. No offense. So just do the best you can. Hopefully we'll still make progress regardless of this onslaught that they're um, trying to demolish our psyche with. Um, but I just try to focus on healthy habits, eating well. I made myself some green juice this morning. I make a juice made out of ginger, lime, apple, basil, and celery. It's supposed to be a five elements. I don't know why I said dragon. I was confusing with something else. It's like a five elements from Chinese medicine. A complete kind of nutritional juice, um, and that I think that helped replenish some of my nutrients that I'm not getting from meat and those sorts of things. Um, so that probably helped. I also went to work even though I didn't want to, and that was a good move. I'm happy about how much I've grown, because maybe 10 years ago I would have just called in and lied about some excuse not to go. But now I was like, I have no excuse not to go, so I'll just go. And it was chill. It was a good shift, even though I didn't have any customers or sales. I got stuff done. I studied for macroeconomics and did a bunch of inventory at the same time. So that was good. I guess the fundamental lesson that I've been grappling with is that quitting weed when you're in love is very easy, but quitting weed when you're not in love is a lot harder. Luckily, I have some tricks up my sleeve, because I just gave all my pipes and things to my friend. So now I have really no way to smoke at home, and even though I have edibles, I don't really feel like eating those either, because I like being sober. It's nice. I feel crisp. I wrote down some things actually, like on the first day that I quit again. Things that so music sounds brighter. Thoughts are clearer, and my optimism is way up. So that's good. I mean, there's more I could add to this list, but that's just the initial thoughts I had. What happened with the weed was that I quit for a month and a half. I loved it. It was great. I thought it was going to extend forever, but after a month and a half, I think I was just really bored. I don't know. I was probably just bummed about, God, I love this expression, fumbling this baddie. It's such a good expression. And I gave in, and I started smoking in, and I smoked for like a month and a half. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. I was a little bit disappointed with myself for not fulfilling my promise of smashing my pipes and things if I smoked again without, within too short of a time frame. So I just gave all my pipes away, and that was a good move. It reminded me of when I was addicted to World of Warcraft. And literally the only way I could stop playing was by taking my authenticator, which is this like little keychain thing that you use to log into your account so nobody could steal it. And I took it outside, and I put it on the ground, and I smashed it with a hammer. When you're trying to get stuff done, just do whatever it takes. Even if it feels extreme or dramatic, just do it. Make compromises if you need to. Feel like a fool if you need to, because sometimes we just need to take an extra step or measure to break through cycles that we're no longer interested in. But a few days ago, I quit again. I'm feeling good. I'm overall, I'm like super locked in, more locked in than ever. I'm eating raw meat every day. It's so good for me. Like my digestion feels so good. I'm sleeping so well. My dreams are coming back. That's probably has to do with not smoking too. But what else am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm working out. Like I might do a I don't know, a video about that specifically, because I think my muscles have gotten bigger, which is super awesome. It only took 36 years for me to grow muscles, I was kind of hoping to get it done by 18, but things sometimes don't run according to one's own schedule, so that's fine. I'm working out. I'm doing well in school. I think I have A's in all my classes except for maybe marine bio because there's so many assignments, and honestly I've done really well in all my assignments and labs, so I'm probably like close to an A2, and I'll certainly make it up by the end of the term with more extra credit and things. My macro econ test was the worst one so far, but I still did pretty well on it. I got 48.5 out of 60, which adjusted for the so-called curve. It's not really a curve, but just pretend it's a curve. I think I'm on track for an A, so that's good. I want to keep the streak going. I got 4.0 last term. I got an email that I got put on the president's list of the college, which feels way cooler than it should for being just a dumb. I don't think like they give you anything. It's just like, yeah, you can say you were on the president's list, whatever. But my ego likes it, so it's good. Oh, and I've been mewing because I my lower teeth are kind of misaligned, and my chin like it like curves too much, like I can get a double chin easily, and I want to like improve my jawline and all that, and I'm not sure if it'll work at my age as well as with younger people, but it gives me something to do when I'm just sitting around. If you don't know what mewing is, it's basically you're positioning your tongue in the right place in the mouth, which it should be like flush against the top of the palate, and that way you're like strengthening the muscles, and hopefully by pushing up against the palate, you're like they're basically like the skull has sutures, which are like the joints between the different skull bones, and they're not as rigid as we're maybe told. Like they say, like, oh, when you're a baby they're like really flexible, but then once you grow a little bit they lock in. No, apparently they're meant to kind of shift over time if they need to. And so maybe we'll have a more defined jawline, and my teeth won't be as crowded because they'll have more room. So that'll be an interesting experiment. So yeah, I'm overall I'm doing really well, but I really wish I could go back in time and just slap myself just this once and be like, dude, just tell her you can't be friends with her. I know it sounds silly, but it's like that movie When Harry Met Sally, right? Men and women, under most circumstances, like let's just say a single man and a taken woman can't be friends if the guy's interested, if they're both interested in each other, which she was to a degree. I mean, like I might have been wrong about the intensity of that, but I could definitely read body language, and that's why I got so confused and tripped over myself. But it was a powerful lesson, and of course she inspired me to quit weed for the first time, and it was so easy. So easy. So I'm looking forward to the end of winter. I kind of want to go dancing again, to dance clubs, electronic music. But I don't want to do it when it's cold and rainy, because that's just lame. Like, I think I'm just going to accept that during winter, I need to like have projects lined up. I need to have production of things I can do at home. Maybe writing, making candles. I'm getting into photography a lot. In fact, I'm setting up a photography studio in the corner of my living room. Even though I'm terrified of asking strangers to take their picture. That's something I'm hoping to work through. So if you ever need a portrait taken or like a pet photography even, well, it depends on the pet. I might not do pet photography, honestly. I think just people and places. I just don't want animal hair in my apartment. If it's outside, I guess I could do pet photography. But yeah, so I'm really glad I accidentally signed up, or I mean, I got kind of shoehorned into signing up for that photography class. That should be it's integrating so well with all my other interests and projects, because yeah, photography these days is kind of like the number one art form besides writing in terms of media and advertisements and all these sorts of things. It might even be more important than writing, honestly. So yeah, I mean that's just, I mean I rambled a little bit. That's the overall update as to my life. Tomorrow's Singles Awareness Day, so that's awesome. Thank you, society, for that. And just for the record, I think if you want to be romantic and loving, don't limit yourself to just one day a year. You know, do it as often and plentifully as you want. And I saw a good video today about tackling unresolved trauma that manifests as shadows in the psyche. Most of the time I focus on just trying to, you know, accept and love myself for who I am, but at the same time there are certain things I want to implement and change about how I go about things. So I think with a little bit of courage and self-discipline and practice, I'll break through into a more authentically expressive version of myself, which should be good. Well, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.